Right, so let's pick up where we left off. Welcome to Gotherington. And I have to say, this station is extremely quaint. There's only a single track still here. Obviously, there's the double track, which used to be here. So this is going to be an interesting one, as well as, you know, Winchcombe and Broadway still to come. So we've got about an hour here. So it's time to have a look around, and time once again for Down the Line.
Gotherington Station originally opened on the 1st of June 1906 by the Great Western Railway Company. Its name was changed to Gotherington Halt in 1940 before sadly closing in 1955 after only 49 years of operations. This made Gotherington the first station to close along this line. However, it reopened in preservation in 1997 and its beauty has been beautifully restored while taking the time to look at the views of the charming Cotswolds.
So just walking around, this station it stood still in time. It hasn't changed a bit. You know, you've got the old signal box, you've got all the old signage, and you've also got the old towed brake van just parked up here. And I have to say, to the person that lives there, it's been kept fantastically well. And that's what you want. You want to keep authenticity and heritage, and they've done that to an absolute T. So my hat is firmly off to you. I love it.
I do love seeing the smaller features here, and this waiting room really encapsulates the history here. What a station this is, and there's more than meets the eye.
So back in its heyday, this station and line would have taken you to places such as Stratford-upon-Avon, Leamington Spa, Birmingham Snow Hill and Cheltenham. And it just goes to show, you know, like I said, there used to be double track here. So, you know, it's been swallowed up by modern times. It's holding on just. And to be fair, location-wise in the Cotswolds, it's slap that bang in the middle. So, and there are many, many footpaths out here to explore the Cotswolds. So, like I said, it may be a small platform and a small station, but it's got bigger outcomes and it can take you to bigger adventures.
Before the next train arrived, we had enough time to look around at some of the surrounding areas here. And I have to say, there isn't much in terms of building work, but their railway history is clearly evident here, and it's been restored perfectly. On the journey, you constantly have a look out of the window, as you always have to on these type of lines, before venturing on to the next stop, Winchcombe Station.
Okay, so the next station along the line is Winchcombe, and there is a lot more here. So the track then turns into double, and both sides of the station are used on both platforms. And I have to say, do you know what? Every part of this line is spectacular, and I'm, you know, being my first time here, I'm mind blown. Letting off some steam. But no, like I say, welcome to Winchcombe, and we'll have a look around here. We've got about just over an hour again, so plenty of time to get a lot more shots.
As you can see, there is plenty here to have a look at around Winchcombe, with the sidings, buildings and other rolling stock in clear view. It also gives you the opportunity to see the two passing services, as well as a very charming refreshment room, and I have to say, it was definitely worth the visit. And the station building here, however, is actually from the former station at Monmouth Troy, on the line from Monmouth to Little Mill.
Right, so a little bit about Winchcombe. So the original station was demolished and closed here in 1976. However, thanks to the volunteers and a lot of hard work, the station that you see today was reopened in 1987 and has obviously stood firm until, you know, this very day. And I have to say, you know, they've got it all here. You know, there's a nice shunting yard just up there, signal box, there's a Discovery coach, which we'll see very shortly, a model railway coach, which I hope we can get into. And also, just down the line back towards Gotherington and Cheltenham is Great Tunnel. It's over 600 yards long, and apparently it's meant to be haunted. So I'm gonna have to research as to why that's considered haunted, but from the length of it and the darkness, I wouldn't like to be there on my own at night. But this is Winchcombe, and I hope you enjoy what you see.
It was great to see that on one of the bay platforms they have a Discovery coach, where they have a full in-depth timeline of the history here. The pictures also that you are about to see gives you that chance to visualise it and really recreate how it used to look back in its heyday. when it was full of hustle and bustle.
So as I say, we're just waiting here for the next service back towards Broadway, taking us past our starting point of Toddington. However, Broadway is the end of the line in that direction, so it's obviously worth a visit. So yeah, we're just waiting on Dinmore Manor to, turn itself around and, come back from Cheltenham. So hopefully it won't be too much longer. But there is a lot here at Winchcombe and a lot of history. But then again, this entire line is full of history. But we're finding out a lot.
There is so much to learn and discover here along this line, and Winchcombe railway station is no exception to that. And as Dinmore Manor arrives into the station, we continue along our journey. And on the way, I was too tempted to get my camera out of the window and get this view. It's a must on these railway lines, and we go to the other end of the line, which is Broadway railway station. Broadway railway station is the other terminus on this line and was originally opened in 1904, before full closure in 1964, a mere 60 years of service. From then, the station buildings were demolished and became derelict before the station was resurrected to its former glory. You could say a rags to riches story.
Alrighty, so final stop of the day at Broadway. And I have to say, this was recently extended in 2018, I believe. And they've done very, very well. Like I said, the original station buildings and that have long since changed. So they've been putting a lot of work into rebuilding here, and also Hales Abbey Holt. The footbridge still under maintenance, so I can't get to the other side, unfortunately. But nonetheless, let's have a little look around before our last train back to Toddington, and then we can commence our journey from there home. But I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed my day out.
There is a short walk of around about 10 minutes into the village here, and it is definitely worth seeing. The architecture and the sights there really encapsulate the Cotswolds' beauty. But as the last train of the day was here, we walked back to make our way home.
So that is the final train of the day, and it's time to head back to Toddington. So I will see you there. Right, so that is the end of the day, and at the end of the line, back at Toddington. It's been fantastic. I've massively enjoyed it. I hope you have. Graham has. We all have. And I'll tell you what, I will definitely be returning. And I'll see you next time down the line.